Welcome to Black and Gold Today, sponsored by Cadillac of New Orleans. I'm Jim Derry. Not that there were really any worries about whether Drew Brees would play Sunday at Philadelphia, but if yesterday's press conference is any indication of how he's feeling, it could signal the playbook might be able to open up a bit. As his sore shoulder becomes less affected by the bruised rotator cuff, one would have to think deeper passes will become a bigger part of the game plan. And who wouldn't want to test that Eagles secondary? They're currently allowing 277 yards per game through the air, which is 21 yards more than the Saints and 8th worst in the NFL. To talk about this and all sorts of other cool stuff, let's turn to our man in the know, and that's columnist Jeff Duncan. Well, Dunk, you helped me kick off the Pick 6 segment earlier this week, and we're going to keep it rolling.
Yeah, let's do it, JD. Right. I like that Pick 6, by the way.
All right, let's do it. Okay, number one, we talked about it in the opening, but if there were ever a game the Saints really need Brees at 100%, it's this one. Good. You know, they're pretty good against the run, not so good against the pass.
Yeah, and Brees looked so good the other night against the Cowboys. I mean, Saints fans have to be encouraged with the way he's moving the ball down the field. He said he's getting healthier with the physical therapy on his shoulder. So I think this could be a very high-scoring game.
Number two, you think Malcolm Jenkins is ready for this game?
Oh, no doubt. Look, anytime a player gets let go, traded, released, whatever you want to call it, there's going to be some ill feelings about that, and I'm sure that he's going to do everything he can to get that Eagles defense prepared for Drew Brees, because he played against Brees in that offense for so long here. So it'll be something to consider on game day.
He might be chirping a little bit.
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. And look, Malcolm Jenkins is one of the best pros I've ever covered. I mean, he's a great guy. Did a lot of stuff here in the community, so Saints fans should have fond memories of him.
That's how they do at The Ohio State University. Number three, back to Brees. You've seen similar injuries to quarterbacks throughout your time covering the NFL. Are you surprised how quickly Brees has come back and it looks like getting close to full strength?
No, not at all. I mean, anybody that read Brees' book, you know, about his recovery from his shoulder surgery, knows how maniacal he is about rehab and the work that he puts in. Doesn't surprise me at all. I mean, the guy's just you know, an amazing competitor, and he's not going to sit on the sidelines. He just can't allow himself to do that.
Number four, on the Eagles side of the ball, I know that I know most people didn't expect much from Sam Bradford, and they questioned Chip Kelly's decision to get rid of Nick Foles. You know, I didn't. I thought it was a great move, but through 4 weeks, it doesn't seem like a good fit. What's your take?
Well, look, it's still an early sampling, but right now it doesn't look good. The early returns of trading away LaShawn McCoy and letting Jeremy Maclin go, they've turned over their offense, and it's not having a lot of return on investment right now. And, you know, DeMarco Murray has been a bust so far, running back, and that's been the biggest problem in Philly is they haven't been able to run the ball. That's Chip Kelly's bread and butter, and it's just not happening right now. They got to get that turned around. You
must be psychic. You led right into number five. What gives overall with them? You know, they lose LaShawn McCoy to free agency, but they signed DeMarco Murray, the most carries in the NFL last season. You know, they just haven't been able to get him the ball, and he's chirping a little bit, wanting to know why he's not getting it.
Yeah, you know, it all starts with the offensive line. They've got one of the best offensive lines in the league, but they haven't played that way. It's a lot like what happened with Dallas last week. I mean, Dallas's offensive line we've all heard about. Same thing, not performing. Same thing with this line, and now Lane Johnson's banged up, their right tackle. Jason Peters also banged up, their left tackle. They're going to be questionable for this game. So, yeah, I'm not sure they're going to get much better without those two guys in their starting lineup. But it starts up front, JD. I mean, you got to have an offensive line to run the ball.
Sounds like a similar story between Philly and New Orleans.
Yeah, almost identical in a lot of ways, these two teams. You know, offensive-minded coaches, very unorthodox in how they run their offenses. You got a banged-up star left tackle and fighting injuries at other spots, especially on defense. Very similar storylines.
Well, number 6, let's go to a reader comment on your picks column. Arc1313 says, Eagles 27, Saints 26, no way. Who comes up with these predictions? The defense will lock down the Eagles.
Yeah, you know, I'm not sure about that. We'll see. You know, when you go on the road, play a desperate team, coming off of a win like the Saints did, very difficult to come back, you know, and I guess replay that kind of performance that the Saints had on Sunday night. I thought they played very well in a lot of ways. You go on the road, you're playing in a hostile environment, and the Eagles have to get a win here. So I thought about picking the Saints, and I think if they get up, JD, if they get up early and can take that crowd out of the game, or maybe turn the crowd on the Eagles, where those boos start cascading down and cause them to play tight, I think the Saints could win this game easily, but I just don't know if that's going to happen.
Well, that's definitely possible in Philly, have him turn around. But I'm glad I'm not the only one who gets some sniping about his picks.
Oh, my goodness. Picks, come on, man. It's part of the game. You got to stick your neck out there, and sometimes, you get it chopped off.
I think we both do that. Thanks for Skyping in, Dunk. We'll see you next week.
All right. Always fun, JD.
All right. And we'll be right back with Thursday's Extra Point on the blue and red today, right after this.
What's one of the nicest things that comes with your new Cadillac from Cadillac of New Orleans? 0% interest.
Get 0% interest on all new Cadillacs, now at Cadillac of New Orleans. New owners, new attitude, on Lime Street in Rye in Metairie.
Well, for today's Extra Point, I give a tip of the cap to the... Wait, what's that you say? I don't have a cap? Oh, well, let's fix that real quick. Well, as I was saying, I give a tip of the cap to the Chicago Cubs, who won their first postseason game Wednesday since October 11, 2003, 3 days before some bonehead changed the course of history by touching a baseball that was headed right for Moises Alou's glove. But don't get me started. Yeah, I realize this is the black and gold today, but I'd be remiss if I didn't openly celebrate the big win with all my friends. I mean you. You are my friends. Okay, I'll put the baseball stuff to rest for now, and we'll get back to football tomorrow. But if Jake Arrieta and the boys win their first World Series since Teddy Roosevelt was president, I can't promise you anything. We'll be back Friday when Larry Holder and I will have our predictions for Sunday's game. And don't forget to vote in our poll below. Thanks for putting up with me one more day. See y'all.